Hey Shannon.
What's up, Amberita? How's it going?
Hey, I'm talking to you from a new time zone. This is crazy.
Yeah,
This is wild. So
yeah,
now I
yeah,
am in Eastern Standard Time. You are still in
yeah.
Pacific Standard Time. So I
I
guess
am,
you
but I
could
too am
say,
from a different space as well. We're both of our manifestations have come true. It's wild.
yes, I'm in a physical different time zone, but energetically speaking, yeah, definitely different spaces for sure.
Yeah.
What has been, I mean, actually we haven't recorded for a couple weeks. What has your last few weeks been like?
A lot of contrast, a lot of transformation, a lot of just moving and a lot of letting go. This is a season for letting go, especially it's eclipse season right now, and there's been a lot of strong energy. So I'm just shedding things that no longer serve me. So and I feel it. I feel my ascension is happening again. I went through a rough few months. But knowing through all of it that this was, it was to get on the other side of this to really I really completed a lot of karmic cycles in my life, which is unbelievable. There's like at least three karmic cycles I completed, which is really crazy when you go through that. And yeah, and it's just like I'm really excited to be on the other end and see what I build right now in my life. What about you? What's going on with you?
Well, so interestingly enough, because we are kind of entangled,
Absolutely.
a lot of similarities, right? Like relationships and moving, right? Like I moved. Um, and yeah, like closing out those kind of like talk about closure, you know what I'm saying? And because I moved to a different state, it was like I had to change my identity from that person that lived in that state and the relationships that she had and the
Yeah.
identities and the programs to the new one, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you had suggested to me to write kind of like a goodbye letter to that person, which I did, and that was very powerful. And I love that so much. And stepping into my manifestations, just like you said, there's been a lot of stuff, that we've manifested, created, right, with the
Yeah.
universe. And it's like sometimes like there has to be like a transitional period, because I can only imagine like people that win the lottery, right? Like as
Right.
exciting as it is, and I'm sure you got
Yeah.
a list of I'm gonna, my house, my car, whatever. But there is that like transitional period of like, okay, maybe they're working or, whatever the situation was. And then it's like now you have, I don't know, $8 billion, or I don't know what the lottery is. I don't, read the news or anything. But it's like you go from that and it's like there's almost this period of like, okay, I have $8 million, and then like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it kind of seeping into your consciousness, that's reality, if that makes any sense,
Absolutely.
and if you're not aware, that's why the majority of people that win the lottery, because they're not in that conscious space, they actually kind of end up in a worse off situation than they were before, not only financially but in other ways, because they just couldn't handle it,
Right.
and they
Right. No,
kind
it's
of
true. It's like this has been I've been working on manifestations. This is like my third year now of it was like yeah, August of 2022, and that I started really working on manifestation. And it's true. It's like when they come true, it's almost like a shock to your body or your soul or your psyche or who you are. And it's like it takes a minute, right? Like me and you both have had huge manifestations just happen and come true, and we're living in them now. And it is daunting sometimes, and it's not, a lot of times people think we do this work and everything is just like you're always just on this high flying disc, you're always just like you're all knowing, you know exactly what's going to happen next, you feel so great about everything. And it's like that's not true, that's not how it is. We're still human, we still have, there's inside of us we have this deep knowing, though that's the difference, right? It does that we don't get swept away too much by what is happening in our 3D world. But it is jarring to like, oh my God, be like, I made this happen. And it's just like it's interesting. And then your whole body has to change because you're in a new timeline, your whole mindset. It's a really interesting place to be. And it can be difficult for sure. And it can be jarring. Um, and it's so funny, like it's just like that's what I was saying. I know I said this on the Yuki call the other day. It's just I've been thinking so much about it, how me, you, and Rustin, and like we're always like we're always working on our manifestations. We're always like trying to be connected to ourselves, trying to be connected to the universe, trying to be an open vessel, like all of these things. And even every night I listen to quantum, like jumping timeline
Mhm.
meditations. And then when it happens, I'm like, whoa, 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 like, how did
Yeah.
this happen? And it's just like,
Full
right,
support.
like you're
Yeah.
like, and it's like, this is what you've been working on this whole time. And it's
Yeah.
just like, it's so wild to be the human and the spirit at the same time. It's just a
Yeah.
very interesting place.
I think this is what they used to talk about when they would say, I remember hearing this when I was growing up, like, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it.
Yeah.
And I used to always think of that as negative, as
Right.
like, well, don't wish for anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I always saw
Right.
it as a negative, and I think it might have even
Right.
been portrayed that way, but I think that's kind of what they meant by like, not be careful as in like, ooh, scary, but more of like, just be aware that
Intentional. Yeah.
the timeline is going to be, there's such a gap that there's, I mean,
Yep.
going to be some energetic kind of overflow, if you will. So,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So speaking of body, you had your class,
Yeah.
sound healing class. I missed it.
Yes.
What happened?
It
I'd
was
love to hear
awesome.
about
It was, I feel like it's my best one yet. The other
it.
day I just was, I'm a person that has a lot of I moved 10 times in the last 10 and a half years and I'm over it. I'm done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. And it always ends in a dramatic, it's always like something happens in my home that's dramatic, either with the apartment, the condo, the person I'm living with, by myself, like whatever, something, it's just always so dramatic. And it's just so, I'm over it. And I don't want to vibrate at that anymore. And so then I started like thinking about the chakra system. And then I was looking at the root chakra. And it was just like, the root chakra is, if it's not in flow, if it's unbalanced, you have a lot of strife in your home life. There's not a lot of connected, like you move around a lot. There's like all like you just don't feel there's a lot of drama that happens in your home, like all of these things. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. And I was like, and so then I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about our chakra system. And like obviously when I do my classes, I just do usually like exercises so that we can raise our vibration and we can feel good. But then I was like, wait a minute, maybe I was like, I need to work on my root chakra for a minute. And so I was like, let's start working on all of the chakras for a minute. So from now on, we're gonna for the next, I don't know how many we're gonna every class is just gonna be working on one chakra. And what we'll do in that class, like this class, we of course we start at the root. There's so many chakras. That's the thing that we don't know about. There's so many chakras. We know about the seven chakra system, which
Yeah.
which is right goes to our crown, but there's so many other chakras out here that affect us.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to dive deep in that. And I'll be learning, like obviously I know these guys, but I'll be doing a deep dive with you guys when we do all these ones out here. Will educate me as well while I'm doing. And of course, that's all educates me. That's why I love doing it, because I get to always dive deeper into things that I love. But so like we did the root chakra, and so I did more educational things. So like the first half of the class was kind of just me speaking about the root chakra. So we could really get to know it, really understand, like we talk about why it's important, what happens when it's blocked, what happens when it's flowing. And not even just like if you like about like what's going on with your mental state, what's going on with your physical state, what's going on with your emotional state when it's blocked or when it's flowing. And so like we just know it better, and why it's important for it to flow, and like and how it affects your life. And so it was just like really cool to do a deep dive into that. And I did a grounding meditation, which was really beautiful. And we did some chanting, of course, because chanting is my favorite. But then I did also a few exercises of that you can do pretty quick, so you can feel grounded now. Because what I'm doing is I'm inviting all of us that are in this class to for in between space in between my classes, those 2 weeks, that we every day we do exercises to open up that chakra. So I've been doing, it's only been since Tuesday, but every day I've been doing like, usually I do like a 5 minute, if I have more time, then I'll do more time, of course, but like a 5 minute grounding meditation on YouTube. And then I'll do either like I'll do a chanting, I'll do a cord pulling up through the universe meditation, and I can do these things even when I bring them in the shower. And so like honestly, it's only been a few days, but I already feel so much more connected to myself. I feel so much more connected to the universe. When your root chakra is flowing, you have this undeniable trust of the universe. And it's really
Yeah.
what we all want in everything. Like that's the root of it all, right? Like just having this trust in the universe, and then everything flows. If you have trust in the universe, nothing can go wrong, right? Like,
Yeah.
because if
Yeah.
something goes wrong, quote unquote, I trust that it's happening for a reason. And so I don't know, it's just been really cool. So I was even saying the other day in our class, I was like, I don't even know if maybe we need more than 2 weeks to work on this, because we're probably, you know what I mean? Like I've never really deep dive into a chakra every day like that. So that's what we're going to be doing now. And it's like, and so I have a check-in on school. No one's really doing it yet, and that's okay. I'm the example. I will lead, and then the people will follow. And so I'll just keep posting every day, and maybe
Yeah.
even the chakra won't even, maybe this one won't even catch on, and that's fine. But maybe, we'll start getting up to the sacral and to the solar plexus and stuff like that. People will like hear me and my testimonial, and they'll be like, oh wait, I want that too, right? And so maybe they'll start, because like honestly, I do this all for selfish reasons. You working on yourself and taking care of yourself and cleaning yourself out and raising your vibration just gives me a better world to live in, really. So it's, I mean, it's just also
It's
symbiotic,
a
right?
win-win. Yeah, it's a win-win. Well, that sounds amazing, and I definitely could benefit from some, energy shifting on the root. So I will have to check out the replay.
Yeah,
And your next one
please.
is on, let's see, on the calendar. Your next one is going to be on the 23rd, September 23rd, right?
Yes. Yep.
Um,
Take a deep dive into the sacral chakra, and that's going to be very potent. Yeah. Yeah.
the link
We
for
just
that.
I just feel like we just keep cleaning out our chakras, and we just keep really deep diving into them. I mean, our overall health and our wellness and our trust is just going to be unbelievable. I mean, it's just such a labor of love to do this for yourself, really. And it's really inspired me, like that I'm thinking about, like, that's what I want to, maybe that's like the next series I want to teach, and like take that out into the world. Just like, I'd probably just do like a 7 series class, because that would probably be the best. Maybe like an 8 series class, because we also have the high heart, which I want to work with the high heart, which is right up here, and that's pink. But yeah, and so like just to take that out in the world so people can like really, I don't know why we don't know this, and I don't understand why we're not taught this. But it's just like, this is such an important part of us and our bodies, and us being like healthy and functioning and mentally stable and emotionally stable. And it's like, and it makes so much sense when I've been really diving deep into the root chakra, why I've had the problems I've had with my home life. It makes so much sense.
Mhm.
And so I'm changing that this time next year. I will not be moving. I will be, unless the only way is unless it's into my new dream home that I will be at for many years. You know what I mean? Oh, that I'm here. Like, it's not, we're done. I'm changing. It's done.
Say, I mean, I'm gonna stay unattached, but I mean, I hear what you're saying for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I've moved so many times in my life. It's like I don't bat an eyelash at it anymore. It's just like meh.
But
Um,
that's the difference between you and me, right? Like, you're not attached to it, so it doesn't affect you. Me, it really affects me. And I don't know, it makes me, because obviously my root chakra is blocked. That's why it's affecting me.
uh,
And maybe honestly, once I really, really take care and cleanse this all, maybe I do still keep moving every year. And maybe it's something I enjoy, that, you know what I mean? Maybe this is just setting me up for something I am supposed to be doing. Maybe I am supposed to move like here for a year and then go there for a year. Like, who knows, right? But like, maybe this has just like been my test, and I've been failing it every time. But then once I clear my root chakra up, it'll give me a different perspective, right?
yeah,
You never
for
know.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's that unattached state
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. All about attachment. What about
Exciting.
you? Tell me about you. I couldn't go to your class. I was so ill on Wednesday. I could not. I had the worst headache. What happened with you? What happened with
That's
the book club?
okay. That's okay. Yeah, so we finished up chapter 8. Um, and we're now on chapter 9, last chapter of the book, Return to Love. Chapter 9 is called Heaven. So we read one little section, and I highlighted this actually, because I love it so much, really quick. She said, only infinite patience produces immediate results.
Oh, I love that.
And I love it so much. Like like I said, one section is, 4 pages or whatever, but I was like, oh my gosh, I interrupted. I was like, hold on, let me
Yeah.
underline that. And I think that's a part that a lot of us miss, is that, we'll have faith in God, universe, whatever it may be. And then as soon as it doesn't show up, we're like, okay, well, where is it here? Like, where is it? Why is it not here? Right. And that statement in itself, and that energy in that right there, is like what causes it to continue to, go out further. And so I think what she's saying is like infinite patience of it. Like, okay, it's been a month. Okay, it's been a year. Okay, it's been 3.5 years in you know what I mean? Like whatever, but continuing to have faith. And that actually is what shortens the timeline. Right. And I can tell you right now wholeheartedly, the reason why I took 3.5 years is because there was so many gaps in our faith. I
Yeah.
mean, for a whole year, we didn't even, try to do anything. And then it was only the last final year that we did, but there's so many gaps. I'm like, okay, why haven't we moved yet? Well, why isn't anything happening? Okay, why, right? And that's why it kind of, I mean, time, there's no such thing as time, but I'm saying in the realm of human time,
Right,
like why it took so long,
right,
because there was not that infinite patience for it,
right.
which I think is really powerful. So I mean, from that one quote, like I'm super excited to dive into the last chapter. And I'm super excited. I finally revealed our next book, which will
Yay.
be Love Money, Money Loves You by Sarah McCrum. And what's really amazing about it is it comes from the book is basically written as money to you. So money is actually speaking to you, but not as a thing like, you know, a dollar bill, but as an energy.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
talking, it dives into like all kinds of stuff, like the concept of debt and of purchasing and of value and all these
Yay.
things. So
Cool.
I'm super excited about it.
Have you read it before?
I've read about half of it and
Ah,
I loved what I read and I kind of just veered because
yeah, yeah,
books everywhere. I don't know
yeah,
if you
yeah.
can see this, but
Totally.
this you can only see a little part of it. This is like a 7 foot bookshelf that my grandpa was in the military during World War II
Oh,
and he actually handmade this. And I'm not kidding you, like all my books will like it's not unpacked yet, but books
it's
everywhere.
amazing.
And so I kind
Yeah,
of just veered from it at the time, but I'm like, this would be perfect. Especially after Yuki's energetics of money
yeah,
you know, event. And I'm
uh,
like, I think this would be a great segue
yeah,
and to carry us through the year. So super excited about that. Wednesdays, we book study group. Second and fourth Tuesday will be Shannon's vibration ritual class.
yeah,
Super excited to dive into all the chakras. And like you said, I love that we're going to take one at a time because I think it's
yeah,
really important um, to, you know, really hone in on one. So
yeah.
I'm super excited. Um, and yeah, I guess we will see you all in the next episode.
Absolutely. Thank you.